welcome back to another JD Reacts. Today I'm going to react over this post on screen rant. I think that's what this is. Hold on. Yep. 5 reasons Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker. 5 reasons it is the best Star Wars film in the franchise. 5 that makes it not. Now, I'm going to do a little something special because I like to argue. I can argue at any point on any side. So I'm going to read these and then I'm going to have rebuttal for each one. It ties into me wanting to be a lawyer, but too much schooling. So I'm going to grab screenshots of these and then have them up while I'm reading each one, and then I will put them up. So let's see. The prophecy. Number 10 fell short. The prophecy. See if I can't get this in here so you guys can read what I'm saying, just in case you want to read it. There we go. They're talking about how it takes away from Anakin being the chosen one, since ultimately Rey defeats Emperor Palpatine. Now, my little tidbit on this personally is they could have cloned Palpatine, which would still have made Anakin the prophecy would have came true. It would have been closure, but he would have been cloned. Or not, you know what I mean? Not the Palpatine at all. I think cloning would have been better than he survived. Just hopping around and figured out how to Jedi hop or something. Put his mind in a computer and then it went into a body. Like Starkiller would have been awesome. The guy who did Starkiller in The Force Unleashed. Could have had him play in this movie. Would have been. Anyways, I can get on a tangent about that. My rebuttal to this is this. So Anakin became Darth Vader. Before he became Darth Vader, he had 2 children, Princess Leia and anyways, and Luke. Sorry, my nose. Anyways, so try to follow with me. Vader has 2 children. Okay? Now, they're not parents of Rey. Neither of them are related to Rey. However, because Vader had his children, Rey was able to train once under Luke and then once under Leia. So, technically, Vader, or Anakin, because his redemption, had brought in, had set in motion the future. Had set in motion things. He's the grandfather of Kylo Ren. Because of his actions, set in motion everything else. So you can argue that if had not been for Anakin's redemption, maybe Rey wouldn't have went down this path. Maybe it's like a chain reaction, a butterfly effect. So that is my argument. Best yet, C-3PO. I'll take a screenshot so you guys can read. There we go. Let's see what this says. I'm pretty sure this is... Okay, this is just talking about how C-3PO was a hero in the movie, and finally got his time to shine. Usually he just quivers in the background and says it's a bad idea. However, I'm going to have to take this away from him. You take everything away about the mind wipe the moment you let R2-D2 give him back everything. Spoilers. Should have said that. Crap. Yeah, you contradict yourself. And this whole movie does that. The stakes are high, the stakes are high, the stakes are high, and then you take everything away by something simple. And you take the suspense away. That was a touching moment. That really had me going. You had me. But I knew it. I knew it. And again, being cynical about a children's movie. But you can't do that, man. You can't dangle me off the edge. His sacrifice is for absolutely nada. Nothing. He mind wiped, and then R2D2 restored him. There was more of a consequence of his mind wipe in the prequels. But that was just a plot detail in order to answer questions on how come he didn't know anybody, how come he didn't know Obi-Wan Kenobi when he ran into him. You know what I mean? So no, I'm gonna have to take that away. It was, and they should have left it alone. C-3PO could have went on another adventure, but nope. Fell short the dagger. Oh, this might be a tough one. Do you fight against or argue against? The dagger contained the location, which was hidden. I get it. Missed opportunity would have been interesting if Abrams had figured. Okay. Argument the dagger. So yeah, that's a little. Okay, this is a huge stretch to have found this dagger that leads to, a specific spot on the Death Star that can only be found because the wreck was at its. Oh man, see, there's too much for that. However, I will give the dagger this. Gave Rey an insight into her parents. She got to finally see them. We got to finally see who they were. So, as far as finding other stuff, not so much. But as far as linking Rey to her parents, yeah. So, in that aspect, it did its job. As far as everything else, did not. Best yet, light and dark balance. Let's see. Screenshot it. Now she's holding up the yellow lightsaber, which means protector. Light and dark, the prequels, everything was talking about balance. Again, gray. I'm gonna have to look this up. I'm pretty sure gray Force wielders wield white sabers. Pretty sure that's why Ahsoka Tano wields a white one, not a yellow. I'm pretty sure that yellow means protector, not balance. More will be related in the future beyond Hell's lightsaber and the Jedi Sentinel. Yeah, see? Who uses a yellow lightsaber? The most common is with the Jedi Sentinel. Jedi Sentinel. Not. Yeah, now you're just making stuff up. This is not the first time they messed up the lightsaber meanings either. Become an extra space trackers and technological. They understand that the Force cannot be revealed on the. Okay, it cannot be relied on to solve all problems. Yeah, and they protect what, Jedi temples? Yeah, compose the Jedi. Yeah, see, should have been white, not yellow. They really wanted her to be Force neutral. Should have been white. Ahsoka Tano, white. Yellow means protecting. And this is the second time. They let Samuel L. Jackson pick out his color. He liked purple. purple is a Jedi who uses more dark side abilities. That's why it's purple. Blue is what? Healer? No, blue is like guardian or something like that. Anyways, so no, hers. If you really want her to be a neutral force, it should have been white. Should have been white, not yellow. Yellow means protector, guardian. Maybe that's what her abilities, but this clearly said, neither good or dark, but yellow is more of a guardian. Fell short. The Palpatine plot hole. Oh crap. It's really hard to argue stuff I'd probably agree with. And start connection to Rey, the knowledge of her birth and her true potential. Palpatine, the Sith Lord. It got a point. So this just says that it's gross to think about somebody getting on with Emperor Palpatine. Like, I'll leave it up. You guys can read it. So I'm gonna put it like this. Sith, man, he can do whatever he wants. Kid, he just mind controlled her grandmother into having relations with him, and then kept an eye on his son from a distance, seeing that he wasn't force sensitive, and then Rey comes along and he can sense her. So I'm gonna go with gross, man. So my brain just thought something awful. Sith rape? I don't know, man. Like, it is really creepy to think that somebody, but we have. She had to be human. I mean, look at the dude. Look at him. You're not sleeping with him, and he had to have slept with her during the Clone Wars. Like, money. There we go. She could have been a space hooker. I'm going space hooker. It sounds better than Sith rape. Space hooker. So she was a space hooker. Yeah, space hooker. All right, can I move on now? Please let me move on. Best yet, Ben Skywalker. Ugh, gross. So they're just talking about he did do a better job. I do like Ren better in this movie. But I have to argue against this. Crud. But the arc. Let's see. It's just a Vader ripoff. It is an Anakin Skywalker ripoff through and through. There we go. Couldn't have had him do something else. Did you have to kill him? Like, and we have to end it somehow. Okay, so that argument's not. However, you just ripped it off. His redemption. How did he get off the planet when he was fighting Rey? She took his TIE fighter. Like, how to get and then his arc with Knights of Ren didn't really. I mean, they had a good fight, but other than reading the lore, we didn't get much of them. I just think it would have been so much better if, like, she would have had to kill him. If when they got there, Palpatine would have took over. If, like, there we go. I got you. So no, he's not the best. I got it. You messed up. should have had Palpatine be able to, if you're not doing the clone thing, we're gonna stick with this. Should have been able to force leap, like he said to Rey, you cut me down, I'm just gonna enter you. It's all sorts of creepy. But we could have had like something like that, where he was tempting to. She struck him down, and he should have just been quiet and not told her his plans. I don't know why villains always gotta say their plan. But Kylo Ren should have known about it and then like jumped in the way. Ben should have jumped in the way, and then he like zapped into Ben, and then he would have became Ben Palpatine Emperor. And then they should have had a big giant duel between those two, and had Rey kill him. So yeah, I was able to argue that one. Oh man, really don't like these. So fell short. Rey ... Skywalker. I'm pretty sure they're talking about the end of the movie where she just says, "I'm Rey Skywalker." I understand why this fell short. These whole movies have been be who you are. But they've also been about redemption too. The stormtrooper becoming, Finn. He was a stormtrooper. Then he meets another group of stormtroopers. But then he also doesn't have any qualms about killing the stormtroopers, knowing that they're adopted children. That's a whole nother thing, psychological. Yeah, right there. I don't mind it. Her carrying on her master's legacy is not a bad thing. Ending where it started. I actually enjoy it, and I think it's good. It's an evolution. Your Pokemon doesn't stay the same name when it evolves. She has evolved from a Palpatine. She base was Rey. First evolution was Palpatine. Ultimate form is Skywalker. Rey's now a Pokemon. Yeah, eat it. Oh man, that's not. All right. Best yet, the Force Druid. What were we talking about? The Force Druid. Has never made big screen. So we're talking about unique abilities coming into the movie. Okay, this is really easy. Stop. You have made stuff up in order to further the plot, man. There's no motive behind it. There's no training behind it. It's just their thing, and it makes her character. It makes Rey OP. And I'm gonna get into this. Hold on, I'm gonna see what's down there. Okay. So it doesn't talk about it. So OP. This is why we can't just make stuff up. I know that it's in the original canon, but the original canon's not canon. But it also has to be taught. Now we have Baby Yoda's doing Force healing, and Rey doing Force healing, and then Ben doing Force healing. Like, those are only plot devices. They're put there in order to fill the gap that you can't explain. I'm going to have to disagree. I understand this completely because I've been a big Superman fan my whole entire life. Superman gets crapped on all the time because he's OP. He's just given powers. He's godly-like on Earth. I like Superman because he's done all this, lived a normal life, learned how to control them. At one point, he even put blockers in his head, so he couldn't. So he can only do so. He still trains like Superman trains. Every time he learns an ability, he has to learn it. They have also changed continuity. But I like Superman because he's given godly-like powers and he doesn't use them for himself. He always does the right thing. However, Rey, on the other hand, gets these powers is a Palpatine, is told by Luke that he could see that she automatically went to the dark side. That's why he won't train her, and then eventually does. And Luke and Leia both knew that she was a Palpatine, and they still trained her after he was skeptical was going to kill Ben for tapping into Darth Vader. None of that makes any sense. And you cannot just MacGuffin the whole movie. The whole movie's a MacGuffin. It drives me nuts, man. You can't do that. You can't have a whole movie be MacGuffin and then, like, that's, no, come on. Come on. Could have had her learning, could have had her pick up she has attacks, man. Could have shown her training and learning how to force heal. Have it written in one of the ancient texts she has as a forbidden technique, have it written in there that you can give some of your essence, but don't just here you go. We can give it to Baby Yoda because we have no idea about the Yoda species, but we do about the human species. Anyways, Tyrant. Let's see. Ben's death fell short. No. Ruthless killer. However, it would fit the story to have Ben Skywalker rise in the literal sense rather than Rey survive and take his name. I think that having Ben die was the only real, real stake in this whole entire movie. We all knew, we all speculated that he would sacrifice. We all knew that he would go through a redemption. But that was the real stake in this. Everything else really didn't have a stake. All the ships are being destroyed. Oh, we figured it out. Got these massive ships. Oh, there's a plot device. MacGuffin. Everything wasn't really at risk. The two new characters we meet. The planet literally blows up after she gives away the medallion to get off the damn planet. Somehow she's alive. See? No real risk. You trick us with the risk, and then you take it away from us. You take the movie away. His is the only one that actually sticks. His sacrifice actually sticks. He's actually dead. So, no, I don't think it fell short. I think that was the one highlight of the movie, that actions actually had consequences, and his actions to the dark side and his journey to the light eventually caused him to sacrifice himself in order to save Rey, who eventually balanced the Force with yellow lightsaber, not white. Yeah, I'm gonna gripe about that shit, man. You have umpteen knowledge at your disposal. You can do whatever you want. And you choose to do that? I'm ignoring the last movie. I get that some plot holes and details and crap he's forced to do because the last movie just pulled down its pants. But the yellow lightsaber had nothing to do with the last movie. The white lightsaber had nothing to do with the last movie. So you ending this movie where it did should have been white. Should have been white. This one I can argue with. Darth Sidious being the best point about this movie. Get off it. No, he wasn't. First of all, how did he survive? There's no way. You screwed that all up. I'm telling you right now, would have been so much better had he been in the background this whole entire time. Little snippets. You didn't even get to hear his radio communication unless you played effing Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite, but I knew it was coming, so I jumped on Fortnite. However, other people didn't. There are millions of people who don't play Fortnite. You screwed it up. You should have had it so he had a contingency plan where he had a clone already, was already set up, so when he died, his spirit went into the Force, or his mind into a freaking computer, and then went into a Force-sensitive clone. There you go. I'm telling you, you missed an opportunity, man. We need to sit down and talk. I can't remember his name. I really want to. He plays Roy Harper on Arrow. He should have been Palpatine. Hear me out. So he was the model and voice, I think, pretty sure, for Starkiller in The Force Unleashed. Fantastic movie. One of the greatest Star Wars games ever. Hands down, the Old Republic games were better. But this was sick. So he should have been that. We should have transferred his conscience into them. A Force sensitive. He would have been. I think he's about the right age to be. Maybe you. There you go. Had his mind in the computer until the clone was ready to hatch. And had Rey been a freaking clone. A clone that, as a child, these two people took and escaped with. There you go. And then you could have had Palpatine was going to go into her mind. Let's say you had a clone factory and only 2 of them survived. Rey, and then Starkiller was a somewhere out, you know what I mean? Contingency plan just in case. But he was really focused on Rey. He had all this stuff, put in Rey. But she was rescued, so he had to go with Starkiller, and we could have had Rey and Ben versus Starkiller. Come on, man. Y'all need to sit down with me. I got you. That would have been sick. Introduce this new character that would have brought everything back together anyways, because Luke Skywalker's original name in the original script was Starkiller. Come on. That's why they did it for the games. Oh, I'm telling you. I need to be on some of this stuff. But that is my argument. I really like to argue back and forth. I have something to argue with. Go ahead and let me know in the comment section down below. John, if you watch this, come at me, bro. Because I know you love it too. That being said, much love. JD out.